Oh, well, guess I got put on a little bit of a notice from Aaron, the real Aaron T. Scott down in Arkansas. Apparently, Mr. Mobile Bay Prepper put out a challenge asking the question, what are we prepping for? Where do I start? I guess we go back a few years, and it was just a sense that we need to start having some batteries, flashlights, candles. You know, the power goes out and then you get into a generator to back up your freezers and having a little extra food and get into some defense. And before long you start to figure out that we need to grow our own food. We need to get out of the city. I lived in Kansas City, 8 miles south of the airport, and it was about 15 to 20 minutes from downtown Kansas City. We lived north of the river. So, all the kids, 5 kids were grown. We had this big house. It's like, let's bail out and get out here. Some of you all already know my story, but what we were prepping for then became into homesteading, and we still cover making sure we got food set aside. We've got alternate lighting, different ways of power backup for charging cameras and cell phones and stuff, because things happen, weather happens. We live in Tornado Alley, so you never know. But as time goes on, we start to see things really deteriorating and an actual structured disassembly of our country. And so yeah, it's full on. Let's make sure every base is covered. So that's what we've been doing. It seems like we're scrambling to get there, but every day comes and there's a little more we can do, so we just keep plugging along and getting what we can do. If you see the turkeys behind us, it's the first year for them, so it's a learning curve. Every year we add some other system, other process that we learn how we do things. So what am I prepping for? Well, we cover the weather. Probably at some point our financial system is going to fail. We're doing things in our close-knit community as far as bartering and trading, learning how that works. And then expanded, and now there's an opportunity with this new website, a social website plus. It's called freesteading.com, and we'll be able to make connections there. Folks in our state, folks in other states that we can refer people to, and so far it looks like it's going good. It's still in beta, so we'll see more and more things added on as they open it up. But that's a good option. But as far as prepping, just kind of cover. I would say if you covered for an EMP, everything else is gravy. You should be covered, and I think there's a lot of other preppers that think that same way. How do I say this in a well, history is proven, and you can go back and research it for yourself, but the biggest murderers have always been government entities, and that's fact. That's proven. Whether it's a little or a lot, the numbers are always different. But yeah, I can't trust the very government that I served in the Air Force. So, which is sad. It really makes puts a softening in my heart. I hurt every time I think about it. We're just not going to see the America I grew up in as a kid, and it's unfortunate. Hopefully with the things that we put in place in small communities, and expanded out to bigger groups. That's why these festivals are so much importance. Um, but yeah, we got. I've reduced my lifestyle down to where I don't have to chase the dollar, and that's living free. That's part of free steading. That somebody doesn't have that lock over you that you have to sacrifice either your morals or your standards to meet somebody else's criteria. So finances, you got that covered. Your skills, anything in your brain that you can learn, that you can create value from, is just like money. Um, we go all the time. It's like chainsaw repair going into this season for firewood. Um, Getting people saws running. They don't know how to do it, but it's almost second nature to me. I'm the whisperer in these, well, any kind of mechanical world. I kind of grew up that way. I had an instructor when I was going through my automotive training that said that you've got a defective gene. You shouldn't fight it. You're going to make a lot of money doing it and using it. So I did. I raised a family on it. So, but back to bushcraft. I can trap and snare and track. Another good resource in Kansas is Blackthorn Wilderness Training, and they're out by Manhattan, and Dave's a heck of an instructor, so you might want to give them a try. But preparedness has been this way for, oh man, I would say probably all my life. Some people call me a hoarder, but I pull stuff out of the junk pile all the time and actually make something that works out of it again. I resurrect dead engines that people give me, getting garden tractors, weed eaters, chainsaws. I got an edger, and then the building trades. I come up as a teenager. There was a time in about 3 years that I would have a job, I'd quit, and I'd move on. And it was driving my dad nuts until he figured out I was doing OJT training. They were paying me to learn how to do that job. And then I learned what I wanted to, or the crew was moving on, and I went on to the next job. So there's no loyalty from a company, so you shouldn't have loyalty to a company. I should be confident enough in your skills that somebody else would want you, and I just hope everybody can gain that confidence, and the more you learn, you gather that confidence. So, yeah, preparing for an EMP shield. You got weather covered. You've got the drought we went through. I started my water catchment last year, and we got through the hot months here, and we always had water. The well never went dry because we learned how to ration our water. So yeah, water storage. I've still got barrels stashed around in buildings around here that is still stored if the well goes dry, which I doubt. And then I've got another hand dug well, so 2 wells on one property is pretty good too. So building fruit trees, trying to get into the permaculture stuff now where it grows food while I'm working on something else, and that's where you want to get to. But yeah, I just feel like I'm rambling on, but we've gone way beyond beans, bullets, and band-aids. You got to go through, because you use your medical stuff. I need to go through this winter and restock again. I've got quite a bit of stock, I think, but you always miss something. And until it's tested, you won't know for sure, so bring it on. Anyway, thank you, Aaron, for putting the challenge out there. I would challenge some of my community members Tag and B at Life Done Free. I'd also do Grumpy G and Yoda at Grumpy Acres Farms. Billy and Michelle William at Permapastures Farms. Oh, don't let me forget Kendra. To see what they're prepping for. Or if their prepping has taken them much further too, and I'm pretty sure they'll say the same. Bobby Spags has been a big prepper. Spags Unfiltered channel. I challenge you, Bobby. What you're prepping for. And I would thank again Mr. Mobile Bay Prepper, for putting out the challenge. And if you like the content I do, if you got any suggestions, you can put them in the comments. What else? Yeah, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and the notification bell. Share it with your friends, but as always, go live that life done free. Thanks, y'all.